Las Posadas, the journey to Bethlehem. Once upon a time, in a small village in Mexico, there was a joyful celebration called Las Posadas. It happened every year before Christmas. The whole village would come together to remember the journey of Mary and Joseph as they searched for a place to stay in Bethlehem. In a cozy house at the edge of the village lived a little girl named Maria. She had big brown eyes and a kind heart. Maria loved Christmas, but her favorite part was Las Posadas. She couldn't wait to join the procession with her friends and family. One evening, Maria's mother said, "Maria, tonight is the first night of Las Posadas. We need to get ready." Maria was so excited. She put on her warmest clothes, and her mother gave her a small candle to carry. "This will light our way," her mother said. As the sun set, Maria and her family went to the village square. There were many people, all smiling and holding candles. In the middle of the square, there was a little boy and girl dressed as Mary and Joseph. They had a small donkey with them, just like in the story from long ago. The village priest said a prayer, and then the procession began. They walked from house to house, singing sweet songs called carols. Maria's voice joined in. "In the name of heaven, I ask you for lodging, for my beloved wife can go no farther." But each time they knocked on a door, the answer was always the same. "There is no room here." Maria held her mother's hand tightly. "Why won't anyone let them in?" she asked. Her mother smiled and said, "It's part of the story, Maria. Mary and Joseph had to keep looking until they found a place." As they walked, Maria noticed the beautiful stars shining in the sky. One star seemed to sparkle brighter than all the others. Maria thought it might be the same star that guided the wise men to baby Jesus. The procession continued, winding through the narrow streets of the village. At each house, they knocked and sang their carols, but the answer was always the same. "There is no room here," the villagers would say, and the procession would move on. As they reached the edge of the village, Maria saw her friend, Juan, waving from his doorstep. Juan and his family had just moved to the village, and this was their first Las Posadas. Juan joined the procession with a big smile, holding a candle just like Maria's. "Juan, are you excited?" Maria asked. "Yes, Maria. I've never done this before. It's so beautiful," Juan replied, his eyes wide with wonder. The procession reached the last house in the village. This house was decorated with colorful lights and beautiful flowers. Maria's heart beat faster. She hoped this would be the place where Mary and Joseph could finally rest. They knocked on the door, and everyone held their breath. The door opened slowly, and a kind woman stood there. She smiled and said, "Welcome, welcome, come in." Everyone cheered and clapped. Maria felt so happy. Inside, there were tables full of delicious food, tamales, beans, and sweets called Buñuelos. Maria's favorite was the warm, sweet punch called Ponche. Everyone sat together, and the children played games and hit a piñata shaped like a star. When the piñata broke, candies and treats spilled out, and the children laughed with joy. Maria's mother told her this is how Mary and Joseph felt when they finally found a place to stay. They were so grateful and happy. Maria thought about baby Jesus being born in a humble stable. She felt warm inside, knowing that even the smallest, simplest places can be filled with love and joy. As the night went on, the villagers shared stories and sang more songs. Maria and Juan sat together, listening to the adults talk about the old days and how their ancestors celebrated Las Posadas. Maria loved hearing the stories and imagining what it was like back then. When it was time to go home, Maria's father picked her up and carried her. She was tired, but her heart was full of happiness. "Papa, can we do this again tomorrow?" she asked. "Of course, Maria. Las Posadas lasts for 9 nights. Each night, we will walk and sing just like Mary and Joseph did. And each night, we will find a new place to welcome us," her father replied. Maria felt cozy and safe in her father's arms. She knew that for the next 9 nights, she would be part of something very special. Las Posadas was not just about the walk or the songs. It was about the love and kindness that filled their village. The next night, Maria and her family were ready again. They met in the village square, and this time even more people joined them. The procession was bigger, and the candles shone even brighter. Maria's candle flickered in the cool night air, but she held it steady. As they walked to the first house, Maria saw her friend Sophia joining the procession with her little brother Pedro. Sophia smiled at Maria, and they walked together holding their candles high. "Maria, isn't this wonderful?" Sophia said. "Yes, Sophia. I love Las Posadas. It makes me feel so happy and warm inside," Maria replied. At each house, they knocked and sang, "In the name of heaven, I ask you for lodging, for my beloved wife can go no farther." And each time, the answer was, "There is no room here." But Maria knew that soon they would find a place that welcomed them. Finally, they came to a house with a big, beautiful garden. The door opened, and a kind man said, "Welcome, welcome. Come in." Everyone cheered and clapped. Inside, there were more delicious foods and games. The children played and laughed, and Maria felt that special warmth in her heart again. For 9 nights, Maria and her family walked in the procession. Each night, they visited different houses, and each night they found a place that welcomed them. Maria loved every moment of Las Posadas. She loved the songs, the candles, the friends, and the warm, happy feeling it gave her. On the last night of Las Posadas, Maria's village held a big celebration. The village square was decorated with lights, flowers, and colorful banners. There was a big feast, and everyone brought their favorite dishes to share. Maria's mother made her famous tamales, and Maria helped to carry them to the square. Everyone in the village gathered together. There were smiles and laughter everywhere. The village priest led the final procession, and Maria felt so proud to be part of it. When they reached the last house, the door opened, and the kind woman who had welcomed them on the first night stood there. She smiled and said, "Welcome, welcome, come in." This time, everyone went inside, and the celebration was even bigger and brighter. There were more games, more songs, and the biggest piñata Maria had ever seen. It was shaped like a star and filled with candies and toys. The children took turns hitting the piñata, and when it finally broke, everyone cheered as the treats spilled out. As the night grew late, Maria's mother gathered the children and told them a story about the first Christmas. She told them about baby Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and the kind innkeeper who finally gave them a place to stay. Maria listened with wide eyes, imagining the peaceful stable and the bright star above. When it was time to go home, Maria felt a little sad that Las Posadas was over. But her mother hugged her and said, "Maria, the spirit of Las Posadas is always with us. Every time we show kindness and welcome others, we are keeping the tradition alive." Maria smiled and nodded. She knew her mother was right. Las Posadas was not just a celebration. It was a way of showing love and kindness every day. That night, as Maria snuggled into bed, she whispered, "Thank you for Las Posadas." She knew that the next year, they would celebrate again, and her heart was full of the Christmas spirit. The moral of the story: Las Posadas teaches us that kindness and hospitality are very important. Just like how Mary and Joseph needed a place to stay, we should always help those in need. This story reminds us that it doesn't matter how big or small our home is. What matters is that we share it with love. When we open our hearts and homes to others, we make the world a better place. Let's remember to be kind and welcoming to everyone, just like the kind woman who opened her door to Mary and Joseph.